What's up, guys? Steel Frodo here. We're back with another episode of the final season of Fairy Tail. This is episode 3, and still not a big action episode. I mean, it was a good episode. Do not get me wrong. This was a good episode, but it was definitely not very action-packed. It was just more of a, like, things are going to happen next episode, which is kind of what it felt like with the last episode, too. I don't know why I'm expecting so much out of the first 3 episodes of Fairy Tail. I mean, it's a new season, and I'm like waiting for action to happen, which obviously it's going to take some time, but looks like we are going to get a bit of action next episode, thanks to the previews that everybody hates me watching. But yeah, let's get started talking about it. So starting off with this episode, we get into the Rainbringer Village, and we find out that Juvia is actually the one in Rainbringer Village. We kind of knew that, but the characters didn't, so Juvia was the one there. In fact, Natsu was just like, yeah, Juvia's here, she's right over there, like, just immediate, like, knew, yeah, there she is, you know, knew right away. But, yeah, so she and Gray had been living there for a while after the guild had disbanded, and they'd been living together. They had been doing everything except sleeping together because Gray wanted separate beds, which seeing Lucy and Wendy like, oh my goodness, like, stop telling us that. Oh my gosh, it was funny, and she was so smug about it. That look on her face was priceless. But yeah, so they'd been living together, and one day Gray started getting like the black mark things down his arm, just like he had when he was in or when they fought Margir. And yeah, now those are just kind of permanently on him. In fact, there's a point in this episode where we see that like his entire arm is like black. So I don't exactly know where this is going, because the assumption from Natsu and from the assumption from Natsu is that maybe the way that he got his abilities was through being possessed by a demon, which would kind of suck. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know, but it looks like he's still fairly like conscious of what he's doing. Like, he wants the book of END, and he wants to kill it. So yeah, he wants to kill Natsu. Yeah, so anyway, Juvia's there. She's sick because she's been standing out in the rain for God knows how long. And so in order to figure out more about where Gray might be, they go to Sabretooth, which was spelled Savertooth in the little subtitle. I don't know if that was like a misprint or if that was... because, well, it could have been a misprint because on the keyboard B is directly next to V, so they could have just misspelled it. I'm guessing they did, so... whoopsie. Anyway, so they go there, and they meet up with everybody from Sabretooth, and they see Sting, who is now like a 600-pound man, and he's like, hey guys, it's been a long time. I don't know why I found his like fat character design so funny. It made me laugh. So anyway, they go there and see giant fat Sting, who then gets reverted back to normal by Libra. Anyway, they go there, they see fat Sting, they find out that Minerva and Rogue are going out on a job, and Natsu, because he was told by future Rogue that there is a job a year in the future that kills Frosh, because of that information, he knows that this is probably going to be where it happens. So Natsu takes the job from Rogue, says, like, you can have the bounty, I'm going to go destroy Avatar, you don't leave town, like, stay here, protect Frosh. And we had a bit of reconciliation with Minerva and Lucy after Minerva brutally kicked the crap out of Lucy last season, or last Grand Magic Games. So yeah, that was a nice thing to see, even though Frosh and Happy down in the corner were doing their damnedest to try to ruin it. And then they take off, Natsu, Lucy, and Happy take off to try to go and find out about what's going on with Gray and what's going on with this Avatar cult. And this Avatar cult is like, they're a cult of Zeref, so they're not like they're working directly with Zeref. They're also not demons like the Tartaros was. So don't really know what their deal is, but my guess is, and I had said this during the episode, is I'm thinking because of the fact that they are so not, you know, challenging, like, I guess they're not challenging enough to be put up as like a world threat, so as a result they're put up as just, hey, guilds, somebody go out and destroy them. And I guess because of that, they the fight that will ensue with Natsu is probably going to be fairly easy for Natsu. I'm guessing. Though it did look like there was a bit of a challenge for Natsu when he was kind of jumping back from some floating torture weapons in the preview, so I don't know. Maybe it will be more difficult than I'm giving them credit for. But yeah, this whole episode was more of a build-up episode than anything else, which is fine. I kind of would like a bit more out of each episode, but it's only the third episode. I keep having to remind myself that we're only on episode 3. Like, stop expecting so much out of, like, 3 episodes out of a 50-plus episode series. So anyway, we learn a bit about the fact that the council already knows about what the guild, the Dark Guild or whatever Avatar is planning. And so their assumption is that there is somebody in their ranks who is a spy. And they're kind of like, well, we're going to pin it on Gray. But Gray, if he is evil, it was pretty convincing. And if he's not evil, he's a really good actor, because he pretty much had, like, he had me convinced. Just, like, the look on his face, the fact that he's just, like, that serious, unless he is good and genuinely wants to just destroy Indy, and this is his only means of kind of trying to do it. Like, that's the only thing I could think would be something possibly justified by that. But whew, man, he was intense in that one scene. So yeah. But right at the end of the episode, we've got Lucy, Natsu, and Happy all showing up at the Avatar Guild Hall church surrounded by woods thing, so I'm definitely interested to see where and what will take place. Well, I know where it's going to take place. I'm curious to see where it's going to go from there and what is going to take place. I needed to phrase my words a little better. But right at the end of the episode, we have Gajiel and Panther Lily, who are now law enforcement officers, which is kind of funny because they were not exactly the most lawful of citizens, let's say that way, just because of the way that Fairy Tail operates and the way that his previous guild operated. Anybody remember? He and Juvia used to be one of the elementals from, I forget what guild it was called, like way back in the day. Yeah, anybody remember that? So I just found it hilarious that he and Panther Lily are now a law enforcement officer, or are now law enforcement officers, and the preview shows Levy, so I'm guessing she probably followed him there too. But I just found that interesting. Though something that bugged me with this episode, or these episodes in general, is like, even at the end of Fairy Tail Zero, when we get to see that little like ending episode with Lucy and Natsu, and then we got the first episode of this season and the second episode, you know, Lucy's like, well, she kept tabs on, she knew where Wendy was, so they were able to go and find Wendy very easily. But apart from knowing where Wendy was, she's like, I've tried to keep track of every guild member to figure out where they are, but it's like, so far you knew where Wendy was. And apart from that, you knew about a rainy village, so maybe Juvia's there, which might also mean Gray's there. Other than that, like, Natsu put 2 and 2 together, with some help from future Rogue's knowledge. Natsu put together that Gray was probably in whatever guild the Rogue was going to go fight. So Natsu was actually the one who found Gray. And now Panther Lily, Gajiel, and Levy just happened to show up. It's like, what have you really done, Lucy? Like, I don't know. Not to hate on Lucy too much. I'm just like, all that, like, I've been trying to keep track of them. It's like, really? Because you knew where Wendy was. And by extension, Carla. And that was about it. Like, sure, whatever, girl. So anyway, I did enjoy this episode. I'm expecting too much too soon. And I fully admit that I am very impatient when it comes to anime. But I will continue to watch, obviously, and I will continue to enjoy, obviously. So now it's just a matter of what's going to happen next, and I guess we'll find out at some point. So thanks for watching, guys. If this reaction is available on YouTube, definitely check out the link in the... Or, no, if it's available on YouTube, you just go and find the video. It's in your sub box. If it's not on YouTube, then go and check the links in the description to see if it's there. And otherwise, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to be there, and have a good one.